gentlemen, welcome to another Disc Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Greetings and salutations. My brain is very confused by the timing of which we are starting, but alas, we are here nonetheless.
Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely 100% my fault that the show is starting a little bit late. I had a basketball game that I played in at 7 and had to come straight home.
Greetings and salutations. My brain is very confused by the timing of which we are starting, but alas, we are here nonetheless.
And I said, nay, good sir, nay. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the Play for Connor himself, Zealeus. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a live show where we try our best to cover the topics most important to you during the show. At any point during the show, if you have any topics, questions, opinions, thoughts that you would like to add to the show, all you got to do is add it to the chat, which you can utilize on Twitch, Facebook, and on YouTube. You may have noticed that we did not do our show last week, and that once again falls on me. My son and I went to a father-son camp retreat, and so I was busy trying to pack the car and make sure that I didn't forget anything, minus my son. I mean, that's the one thing I absolutely 100% didn't forget, because that would just be awkward. Indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with something that here's the deal. I think Square Enix is trying really, really, really hard to get Charlie to at least try Final Fantasy XIV. I'm going to tell you this right now. I am not an MMOer, and
that is very important to have, though.
They have put something out there that really, makes it screams, Charlie, play this game. I'm not going to. And that, of course, is that Final Fantasy XIV is adding the Mountain Dew themed bird mount to the game.
I think I know you're going with this one. You get the newly done Mountain Dew rewards from the caps to get Final Fantasy XIV branded swag.
Exactly.
You get swag such as a hoodie. You can get Final Fantasy keycaps branded after the new classes. Wait, but there's more. You can also get the newly done Mountain Dew rewards from the caps to get Final Fantasy XIV branded swag. You can get swag such as a hoodie. You can get Final Fantasy keycaps
for
branded after
points.
The new classes, the Pictomancer and the Viper. You can get a gaming T-shirt. You can get you can get all kinds of cool things. You can get a funky cup, apparently. You can get some plushies. There's all kinds of fun things you can get, bro.
This Mountain Dew or this one?
Wow. I mean, so what I'm hearing is Charlie needs to, for the good of all of gamers everywhere, needs to go back into his Mountain Dew addiction to get enough points to get the Mountain Dew helicopter.
Yeah. Apparently there was a
wasn't it Pepsi who had like the joking helipad
with
somebody actually got enough points and tried redeeming it?
TV dinners.
Helipad jet, but it had like that jet that could like take off horizontally.
Miles, and this dude,
and that's what they actually wanted to redeem because they got enough points.
I don't remember how many, but if he ate or bought enough of those, he and his family could fly for free for the rest of their lives.
Live and not die of a coronary heart attack from eating those every day.
It's the chemicals, man. It's the chemicals that make it tasty. Right?
Are there chemicals in your Mountain Dew?
Oh. Let's see. Nope. That's just amazing stuff.
Perfect. Too bad you have to live and not die of a coronary heart attack from eating those every day.
2-liter bottles, one of Code Red and one of Mountain Dew, so I actually have something to drink.
But, I mean, aren't there chemicals in your Mountain Dew? And no chemicals.
Oh yeah, and I'm going to do the famous Charlie pour. So let's hope that I don't get all over my desk. Oh, the good old days, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's been too long, too long.
Here we go, one in each hand.
Are you gonna reenact
And
the amazing
pour.
Charlie concoction that's been missing from our lives?
Nope, but I did slightly miss there right at the beginning, but that's okay.
He's still my beating heart.
It's okay. Thankfully,
No, it's been too long, too long.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next topic. Unless there's some other Mountain Dew theme stuff that I don't know about.
Hopefully, it
that
does not overpour and go everywhere.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh dear.
If for those who are not real big Mountain Dew drinkers, you of course can just get the 200-point value for 5 pots of metallic green dye.
I mean, I don't know. That was a pretty important part of the day, as far as I'm concerned.
Something that drives me nuts. I mean, like dye, like colors dyeing your clothes.
Yes, I like to dye my clothes.
Being able
it
to
makes me feel fancy,
an
warm and fuzzy.
amazing, awesome look to my character, or just awesome armor.
Like death, or are we talking like dyeing your clothes?
The hodgepodge look when you got when you're trying to max out your protection, and so you're wearing like all kinds of weird stuff. I like the fact that you could dye your stuff to at least color code it, even though you're still gonna look bizarre.
One of my favorite, I call it transmog from World of Warcraft, but my favorite transmog system is actually Hogwarts Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's very well done. It's super easy. You have a piece of gear, you put it on, and you're like, what in the hell is this?
Yep.
And all you have to do is click it. You don't have to go anywhere special. You don't have to go like some random... one of my favorite, I call it transmog from World of Warcraft, but my favorite transmog system is actually Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's very well done. It's super easy. You have a piece of gear, you put it on, and then you're like, what in the hell is this? And all you have to do is click it. You don't have to go anywhere special. You don't have to go like some random, I guess it'd probably be the Room of Requiem, let's be honest. But you don't have to go anywhere specific. You can do it in the middle of the dungeon. You get something to, I want to put this on instead. You just press a button, and you can preview it right there in live action and see exactly what does it look like. Like, I appreciate that. Like, it doesn't just give you all for free. You still have to find the gear, and you still have to unlock and all that good stuff. But those type of quality of life things where it's just nice,
but there's also
stupid easy to see stuff that are unlocked. Just put it on and see what it is.
They have
I think gamers really like those type of systems where
this
you still have to work for to get those cool visuals.
Ridiculous.
But once you have it, it's then very accessible and easy to use.
Appearing on your character or not,
I think is a really good balance between the two.
All the stat bonuses, but not look like a total moron.
I think pretty much every single game I turn off my hat.
Yeah.
I spend a stupid amount of time designing
Yeah.
my character's hair. So like, you're right. Most every single helmet you put on, it's weird. You can't actually see the face or hair or anything.
Or the helmet looks slightly too big for your character's head, so it just looks like you
pretty much every single game I turn off my hat because I spent a stupid amount of time designing my character's hair. So
Anyways, all right.
I want to see the hair because you're right.
Talk about
most every single helmet you put on,
topic, and that, of
it's
course,
weird. You can't actually see the
face
face or hair or anything.
Oh no! This one was a sarcastic favorite topic, and that, of course, is dang it! Now you made me almost say Mountain Dew.
The soup pot of plus two
studio
stuff.
closures. Microsoft is closed 3 studios, or is in the process of closing 3 studios, and a 4th one is being reassigned. And now the really weird thing is that some of these studios have successful titles. Their last game were successful, highly successful, and yet they're being closed. So we're now entering an age, thanks Microsoft, where not even doing well or having high sales could say, could guarantee that your company's going to stay open.
Unfortunately, my not uncommonly held belief is that it's a short-term, like quarter. I guess now we're in quarter two.
Mm-hmm.
Going into quarter three savings to make your stock portfolios and all that good stuff look good.
Yep.
In the short term. Unfortunately, my not uncommonly held belief is that it's a short-term, like quarter. I guess now we're in quarter two. Going into quarter three savings to make your stock portfolios and all that good stuff look good in the short term, really at the expense of long-term success. Because you're right, these are successful studios. I know it's not going to happen, but like it seems in an idealistic world, and this is just video games, this is just in general, like if you're going to buy a company like Microsoft buying these studios, there should be some kind of stipulation that you can't like basically just shut it down and haven't used it for basically tax purposes for at least like X number of years. Like that's how I feel about the situation, because it's not just Microsoft. Like this is a not uncommon tactic at all of companies doing this type of stuff, where they buy it and they immediately shut it down. And it kind of sucks for everyone involved, except for basically the executives of the original company, because then they get the windfall of the yay profits. Well, whoever was acquired, it sucks for them. It typically sows discord among your actual employees because they're like, wait, am I next? It's except for those top level executives, I don't see how it's healthy for basically business is what it comes down to. I know nothing will ever be done about it because it's just not how the American system of economics works. And it also sucks because you're messing with these people's livelihoods because these people are part of these companies.
I mean,
not long ago, who probably saw a very
one of the studios, Tango
healthy
Gameworks,
long-term success. Like, oh, cool, we're going to be bought out by Microsoft. We're going to now have more. That's probably what they're pitched with.
Title,
we're not going to have more resources to create more awesome video games.
I mean, it's hard to do a music rhythm game, and
then not so much.
Did it very well.
It just sucks for everyone involved. Makes me sad.
Yep. Yep.
And then, like, as soon as Microsoft shuttered these, then they turn around and like, and in the future, we want to really have these prestige games that aren't necessarily AAA games that people just love and want to play.
Yeah.
And I know, and that's the one that's been mentioned a lot is Hi-Fi Rush. And there is definitely irony because it got a ton of accolades, rightfully so. And then, like, as soon as Microsoft shuttered these, then they turn around and like, and in the future, we want to really have these prestige games that aren't necessarily AAA games that people just love and want to play.
And Tango Gameworks.
And it's like, you just literally shut down studios that do that.
The studio that basically got reassigned was Roundhouse Games. But yeah, that sucks. Okay. Now we brought up this next topic like a month ago, and that was the head scratcher of Warner Brothers deciding to delist all of the indie games that was published by Adult Swim. There is an update to the story, and that is Warner Brothers has completely done a U-turn. This was actually, okay, so back in March, all of the developers were told, your games are going down. And apparently all the developers were like, okay, then do this one itty-bitty, I think it's like a 2 or 3 click process to allow for ownership to transfer over to them. Because the problem was that the Warner Bros. Was going to allow the developers to continue, they can put that game back on Steam, but the problem is when you put it back on Steam, creates a whole new game page, all of the achievements and all that data goes in the toilet. But now Warner Brothers, thankfully, rightfully so, has done a U-turn, and they are not going to.
So it's finally a win for the little developers.
I know.
Not sarcastically, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of sounds that way. But no, I mean, I think that's a good thing for everyone involved, I would think.
Yes. Yeah.
So no, that is actually some happy news. Otherworld dying.
Oh, well, so it's finally a win for the little developers.
Yes,
I mean
was-
that not sarcastically, actually. You know, kind of sounds
Stupid
that
people
way.
out there, man.
But no, I mean, I think that's a good thing
For
for everyone involved, I would think.
True.
Not gonna name names, but you can probably guess who.
So no, that is actually some
I'm
happy
not gonna
news.
point
In otherworld dying,
Um,
dire world.
But you know, that's finally a win for the indies.
I know.
Now, speaking of wins, I guess it's a win. For those out there
Hey,
who
at least there's
who
two
have
smart
Disney
ones here.
Plus, you've probably watched.
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
not gonna name names, but you could probably guess who
And
I'm
it
talking
turns
about.
out that there's going to be a second season of Hawkeye. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with
Hmm.
you. I was kind of okay with it being a one and done thing. I'd much rather
Indeed.
have Moon Knight season 2 than Hawkeye season 2. But hey, you know, it's good to see that Jeremy Renner is recovered from his accident.
Yeah, I think that was understandably so. The worry from when he got run over by a snow. That was not a snowplow, a snow machine.
Yeah.
From trying to help a neighbor. So yes, that is great news. Glad to see that he has recovered enough to partake in Hawkeye season 2. And who knows? Maybe one of these years I'll actually get Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think that was
The weird thing
understandably
is
so.
the
worry
rumor
from when he got run over
out
by
there is that
a snow.
the
No, it was
plot
not a snowplow, a snow
includes,
machine
Clint
from trying to
Hawkeye.
help a neighbor.
It
So
includes his
yes, that is
brother
great news.
Barney
Glad to see that
and
he
a
has
single
recovered enough
setting
to
location
partake in
setting. So it's not
Hawkeye
going to be
season
kind of
2.
his house. And I
And
think
who
it's
knows?
New
Maybe
York.
one of these years I'll actually get Disney
Um,
Plus and watch some of these shows.
So it'll be. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but yeah, I still want Moon Knight number 2, season 2. That's just me though.
Tell you what Moon Knight is about.
It's good. Damn it, that's what it's about. It's good.
It's about the good Moon Knight.
No, it's about a guy who has multiple personalities. And Moon Knight is actually was blessed by
Can you
one
tell you
of
what
the
Moon Knight is about?
Egyptian gods, I think, to have like superpowers. And then the first
It's about the
season
good
had
Moon Knight.
quite a few other Egyptian gods that he had to interact with. I really liked it. It was cool.
To say multiple personalities, I was thinking of the movie Split.
Oh, I still need to see that one. I still actually, to be honest with you, I have not outside of
Okay.
oh, what the hell is the first one with Bruce Willis?
Sixth Sense.
No, that's not Sixth Sense. The other one with Bruce Willis, where he is the guy's
To say multiple personalities,
no.
I was thinking in the movie Split.
It's there's Glass, there's Split, there's is it Unbreakable?
I think it is. I think Unbreakable is like the first.
Sixth
Yeah.
Sense.
Years before.
That's the only one I've seen, but then there's like 2 or 3 others.
Yeah, so it's Unbreakable, which I
Die
saw
Hard?
years ago. I don't remember
Yeah.
anything about it. And then then it was Split, and now I think it's Glass is like the finale.
Oh,
Okay.
Is it the trilogy?
Yeah, I need to see those 2.
I think it is.
I've heard.
I
that
think
Split
Unbreakable
was
is like the
very
first one that
interesting.
came out many years beforehand.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it great, but definitely interesting. I mean,
Yeah, so it's Unbreakable, which I saw years ago. I don't remember anything about it. And then then it was Split, and now I think it's Glass is like the finale of I guess the trilogy. It was
Okay. Oh,
I
speaking of worth
yeah,
watching,
I wouldn't
on
call it
Netflix. If you have
great,
Netflix,
but
there is
definitely
a show out
interesting.
there
I mean,
called
phenomenal
the Dead
acting.
Boy Detectives.
To pull off the
Neil
split
Gaiman,
personality is done very
As a
well.
co-writer of the comic or
The problem I
graphic
had,
novel.
Well,
that
I don't want to give any
this series
spoilers,
is based off
so I
of.
won't say my problem with it
It's
is.
interesting. It's basically about
But
two
it was good. It's worth
ghosts
watching.
that are kind of trying to stay under the radar away from death, because death will take them either to heaven or hell, and they solve paranormal or supernatural cases. Like they take cases from ghosts to try to, and they gain, and then one of their employees is a psychic. So yeah, it's cool. Each episode is 45 minutes, so it's got some depth to it. I think I've watched the first 3 episodes. I think there's 8 out, I think.
Interesting.
I've been binging Black Sails came out on Netflix, so I've been watching the hell out of that.
Nice. I've been watching this was kind of like something different since I've been bouncing between so many animes as of late.
That's very understandable.
All right. So for probably, I don't know who out there, but good news.
I've been binging
for the first time
Black Sails came out on
in
Netflix, so I've been watching
11
the hell out of that.
years, there will be an
good
EA
show.
Sports college football.
What? College football is a sports game on
That's very understandable.
No,
my phones?
no, just PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
But what about my phone, sir?
Too sophisticated for your phones.
Whoa.
Now, I was, let's play some football. That's right, Sam.
What? College football is a sports
College
game
football
on the
25.
tablets?
Now, I don't know
in
very
my
much
phones?
about that. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I never played the EA
But
Sports
what about my
version. I
phone,
always
sir?
played the 2K. Because I was a rebel, damn it.
Whoa.
I'm gonna assume it's gonna be all about the whole, dynasty mode of taking your favorite college and leading them to the promised land. And how well do you invest in honor? Or you have like an NIL budget where you have like X amount of money based on like keeping your boosters happy, and like that's basically your form of recruiting players.
That's actually.
I'm gonna assume
that
it's
would
gonna be all
very
about the
interesting to see
whole,
if they
dynasty
included
mode
NIL.
of taking
because that's
your favorite
absolutely
college
football
and leading them
now,
to the
is
promised
NIL.
land.
So
And how well do you invest in honor? Or you have like an NIL budget
right.
where you have like X amount of money based on like keeping your boosters happy, and like that's basically your form of recruiting players.
You're no longer bussing tables and finding $100 bills underneath the plates.
So, I mean, it's basically just like the NFL thing.
Oh, it is. It's It's not even a controversial. I mean, it is controversial that it's a thing, but it's not like the old under the table days where it's like we know everybody recruited with money. You just didn't say it.
Puts too much of a shiny light on it. I think it'd be kind of fun.
I will say
Yeah.
the one interesting
So,
thing is the fact
I mean, it's
that
basically
apparently
just
this
like the
game does
NFL
not
managing a team where you have the
say
salary cap in the
NCAA. It
dynasty
just says
modes.
college football.
So why not have the same thing in the college football? I don't know if they're going to go that route because
Yes.
NCAA might not like that because it puts too much of a shiny light on it. But I think it'd be kind of fun.
Formal NCAA approval like back in the day, that might also be why they're doing college football again, because
Right.
now you're just basically negotiating with players instead of.
I was kind of curious because, like, I mean, NCAA's
Now, if
kind
for
of
those
lost
out there
its
who are
tooth
interested in the
with
game,
everything that's happened over the last couple of years. So,
for
like, if
$70
they don't even need to get, formal
the
NCAA
pre-order
approval like
bonuses
back in the
consist
day,
of 3
that might
items
also be why
for
they're doing
Ultimate Team, the Fantasy
college
Team
football
mode featuring
again,
virtual
because
trading cards.
now you're just basically
Then you have
negotiating
the
with
Deluxe
players instead
Edition,
of
which includes
the
a
corrupt
host of
organization
additional
known as
Ultimate Team
NCAA.
content and 3 days worth of early access. And of course, the Deluxe Edition will cost you $100. So you better be diehard college football fans. I'll just watch the college football on TV, and I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Oh.
With my, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh. Sam. Them fighting words for Zealeus, man. And to be honest with you, I'm a Gator hater since birth, so no.
Yeah, I think I'm good with my, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 UGA football games and see how that goes.
I mean, your team has sucked so bad, you might just forgot the last decade.
Wow. Yeah.
All right, boys. Reel it back in, guys. Reel it back in.
Sam,
No,
I'm
but I
just
mean,
going to
it'll
let
be
the
interesting
last
to
few
see. It's still a
seasons
lot
speak
of
for
money.
themselves as far as football goes for UGA versus Florida. I mean, your team has sucked so bad, you may have just like forgot the last decade of football. Is very possible, which is understandable,
Yeah.
but you know.
No, thank you. Yeah, I'm fine.
Now, what I want is what's football based off of?
Yeah, I'm not paying $100 for a 3-day early access and
College
some magic
Blitz.
cards. That, yeah, nope. I mean, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll pass.
If you're in
Now,
if
what I
you're
want
in
is
Texas, you can
blitz
actually let
football based off
Bebo
of
loose onto the field.
that I might actually buy.
Like each field has its own special.
Just saying.
Like true.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Like you could be between the hedges and like actually take like a hedge out of the field
At
and like hit a
FSU,
player over the head with it.
The
I'm talking
mascot
about.
runs on with the flaming spear and pierces one of the players. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Someone do that.
Like each field has its like own special weapon that you can
Yes.
use as the home,
Yes.
like true
I
home
like
field
it.
advantage
I like it.
that you can use for each of them.
Okay. So we're going to pause
talking
real
about.
quick to thank the individuals who help Alter Confusion be the beautiful, amazing Alter Confusion that you love and adore. So we have our friends of the show. So let's start off with the Indie Cluster. The Indie Cluster is an organization of independent game
think we're onto
developers that
something.
want to gain exposure by being involved in the community. They collectively journey to popular conferences as a traveling booth to help gain attention for their games. They make partnerships in local communities to bring games to the mainstream mindset. They highlight local, unusual, and rare concepts to challenge the paradigm of the common. They also host events to teach kids and minority groups about game development to hopefully one day enter the industry themselves. For more information, go to indiecluster.com. The next shout out we got to give is to the AV master himself. That, of course, is Noodle Boy Media. Founded in 2015 by Andrew Tran, Noodle Boy Media, previously White Kid 47 Media, is your choice for professional photo shoots and panel recordings at conventions. They pride themselves in providing a high level of professionalism, top-notch experiences, and quality services. If you want more information and to view their full list of services, check out facebook.com/noodleboymedia. Of course, if you're in the greater Atlanta area and you've had long gaming sessions, you might have some aches and pains that you need taken care of, and that's where Hero Chiropractic comes in. Hero Chiropractic's unique healthcare practice set up by Ryan Moore, the company's focus to elevate a patient's experience of freedom, creative expression, and joy. They believe that everyone can be a hero and has incredible heroic potential inside themselves waiting to be unleashed. Hero Chiropractic focuses on the mobile chiropractic care in the greater Atlanta area. They're committed to healing clients by creating a plan of action uniquely suited for each person. They make that plan of action as convenient and affordable as possible, and most importantly, suited to your individual needs. For more information, go to herochiropractic.com. And now for the Music Maestro. Need a new logo or want to work on a full branding and content strategy? Or maybe you need music or audio for your content. Just like Alter Confusion, CrossPad Creative offers a whole host of solutions for individuals and small businesses. Just email Josh at crosspadcreative@gmail.com and see what he can do for you. And the final shout out we're going to give is to the original supporter of Alter Confusion. That, of course, is Agile Axiom. By day, X leads both the development team and system administration team working with satellites at NASA's Goddard campus. But while not in meetings, and many times during, he is the Agile evangelist Agile X, championing the philosophy of Agile and trying to make the world a better place for software developers, testers, system admins, and software projects the world over. Decades of experience in software development and leading Agile teams are brought to bear against evil processes, inefficient work, and bad habits. For more information, go to agileaxiom.com. Now, of course, at this point, I know you guys are just dying to know, how do I become a friend of the show? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to alleviate your question or solve your question or problem, and that, of course, is, ladies and gentlemen, Alter Confusion survives on love and support of fans like you, and so we have a Patreon page. Patreon lets you, the fans, lovers, haters, demigods, interdimensional beings, gods, demons, aliens, werewolves, vampires, mummies, swamp creatures, supporters, and more to become active participants of the work we love through a monthly membership. This gives you access to exclusive content, community, and insight into our creative process. In exchange, we gain a bit more freedom to do our best work and the stability we need to build an even stronger creative career. We currently have 2 tiers. We have the $1 a month, that's $1 a month or $12 a year tier, and what that gets you is early access to all of our playthroughs, as well as the ability to participate in Patreon-only posts. If you're feeling frisky, you go up to the $5 a month, that's $5 a month or $60 a year. Not only get everything at the $1 level, but you also gain your name or organization added to the Friends of the Show of every single Thursday night hangout. So if you want to become a patron of Alter Confusion, go to Patreon, that's patreon.com/Altered Confusion today. And yes, Battle and Brew does have 2 locations now. I know. Do it on a non-Braves night. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I do also want to give a huge shout out because we are proud to say that we are fundraising for Extra Life for the 13th year straight. Extra Life is gamers doing what they do best. Game.
We need to go to the second location.
Injured children at their chosen Children's Miracle Network Hospital. The money that we raise through Extra Life goes directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta as unrestricted funds. This means that the hospital decides where and how to spend the money to ensure the dollars we raise make the biggest impact in the lives of the kids they treat. So if you have the capacity to donate, please go to extra-life.org and search for Altered Confusion today. And like I said, I grew up going to Children's Healthcare Atlanta. My 2 sisters have been there many, many times. And of course, my children have also been there for several different things. So I support them as much as possible. Okay. So there is a game out there that's basically always rumored to be maybe dead, but maybe not. And it's not StarCraft Ghosts, Zealeus. It's just... I knew you were going to get there. Ladies and gentlemen, apparently Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in development. Although there's a lack of any updates for many, 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 many years. There is apparently an insider
Damn it! Beat me
at
to it.
Ubisoft that says that it is still in development. I loved the original Beyond Good and Evil. It was, yes, there was action to it, but also there was a heavy emphasis on taking the pictures of all the stuff, and I actually really enjoyed taking the pictures. So I don't know how that's going to go, but if you're interested, Beyond Good and Evil was released in 2003 as an action-adventure game, which followed the story of Jade, an investigative reporter, martial artist, and hit woman in the year 2435. It was one of those games that whose sales started off really slow, but then once it caught on, it became a huge underground hit. The sequel was officially announced back in 2016. There was a teaser trailer back in 2017, and then there was a cinematic trailer in 2018. Now, that's basically it for the public perspective, but apparently this bad boy is still in production, which makes me very, very happy, and I hope to see it one day. But we'll see. I'll play it if once it comes.
I mean, I haven't played the first one.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
too many games on my backlog.
Oh, tell me about it. I am still chugging through Ueden Chronicles 100 Heroes. I am in
Can't say
Huh?
I played it either way.
Over 60 now. But
I mean, I
there
haven't
is
played the
one
first
thing that's
one,
broken in the
so,
game, which
yeah.
is really sad to me because I know that I'm not
Too
going to
many
get every
games on my
single
backlog.
character. I know that. But there's one character that it says that I can get, but
Lord,
the
how many hours
quest
are you at
has
in
to
that
be
game?
initiated
How many hours are
by
you
having a
at in the game?
conversation with this one person who's in my castle.
Nice.
But when I talk to her, she refuses to talk about the stupid quest, so it can't trigger. So I'm sad to say that I will not have the Griffin, who's hiding in the mines, in my party. I think it's a bug. It's got to be a bug.
Well, you should go flame them and give them a negative 100-time review, and get your Legion to review bomb them for creating such a terrible game.
Oh, speaking of
That's only natural reaction.
speaking of negative reviews,
Is that a
coming
bug
from
in the
up
game,
on
or
high,
did you is there
and now being
some
reversed.
upper-
I don't know if we actually talked about this
Well,
or not,
you should
but
go,
Helldivers 2,
flame them
Sony
and
has
give them
backed
a
off
negative
requiring
100-time
the
review,
PSN
and get your Legion to review bomb them for creating such a terrible
tie-in
game for this book.
because that would have broken the game
That's
in
only natural
quite a
reaction.
few countries. Because
There was 30 of them.
yeah. So
And then in the process,
mhm.
one of the community relations people who is basically told people to review bomb the game because of this was actually let go.
Yep.
Way to go.
Well, apparently, he was
There was 30 of them. It was a lot.
Okay.
And then in the process, one of the community relations people who is basically
Look,
told
if
people
you
to
are
review bomb the game
in,
because of this was actually let go.
Customer support or community manager.
Well, apparently,
he
was
you got
kind
to
of a
be,
dick when it came to community relations in the
cheery
first place.
and
You
nice.
look at
You
his
can't
prior
be a
responses to things, and it's like, this guy's a really short fuse. So, yeah.
Unless it's like some kind of weird shtick, like that restaurant where the entire staff insults you the entire time you eat there. I personally would never go to something place like that, because I would probably end up punching the waiter.
I mean, that's kind of part of the gig. Yeah, that's why you're a community
I'm
relations
gonna be totally
person,
honest
and
with you,
not
the roast with Tom
somebody
Brady
else.
had no interest in watching, but Eli Manning's response of why he didn't show up to the roast was legendary, and that, of course, is I just didn't want to roast him a third time.
I watched it. It's actually much more entertaining than I thought it would be.
Or you're on a roast of Tom Brady, and you're supposed to be mean to him and everyone there.
Appreciation, respect for Kevin Hart for making it a 3-hour event that was actually well done and not just zoned out after an hour or two.
And of course, Tom Brady regrets doing it completely.
I watched it. It's actually much more entertaining than I thought it would be. And I actually have a whole new level of appreciation, respect for Kevin Hart for making it a 3-hour event that was actually well done and not just zoned out after an hour or two.
So we kind of talked ahead of time, and we all agree what was off limits was the
It was actually interesting. So because I watched a bunch of videos around it, and his thing was I regret it because of the effect it potentially had on my kids, which is understandable. I totally understand that. However, it's kind of weird because if you watch the interview with the comedians, they're all so we kind of talked ahead of time,
right?
And we all agree what was off limits was the kids, because the kids they didn't ask to be a part of this. And if you actually watch the roast, they never talked about the kids. They said they weren't going to talk about the kids, and they didn't. So it's this kind of interesting thing where it's he regrets it because of the kids, which again I totally get. But the kids were never talked about in the entire roast for 3 hours. Now Giselle, on the other hand, good Lord, did they lit a fire under her?
very common story.
Yeah.
There's an ex-CIA person and an analyst, and you have to go hunt down the other evil CIA person, right?
Bloody hell. Okay, so there's a Netflix. So I like action flicks, right? And so I saw, and usually spy type of ones are even better. So I saw there was a Netflix one called The Bricklayer. I'm okay, this sounds interesting.
Every 18 seconds,
very common story. There's a ex-CIA person and an analyst, and they have to go hunt down the other evil CIA person, right? First action scene, 10 minutes into it, I had to stop watching after it. It tried basically taking the whole Jason Bourne thing, which a ton of movies have tried doing, where you have the shaky cam with this cut scene like every 18 seconds, but somehow it made it really, not somehow, easily made it really, really bad. It was like pitch black in the dark, so you already couldn't see shit. And like every person has the same exact attire on. So like if you actually watched the Bourne movies, like everyone's they have a distinct style. So even there might be, generic white dude, like it's really big guy versus Matt Damon, right? Or it's like guy with a big brown leather trench coat against Matt Damon in his blue jacket. So it's always very obvious who is doing what. Versus this, like all three guys, bad people, basically look the same versus generic white protagonist dude. And it was all like really dark, and the way they did the cuts were so bad because it was like the shaky, and then they would like try splicing them together, and you just couldn't tell what the hell is going on. Like they took everything about the whole shaky cam phenomenon, which to be fair, a lot of movies don't do well either. This isn't the only one. And they just took it all and they did a terrible job with like everything about having to do with the action. Like it was actually nauseating to watch it. Like it actually made me feel seasick watching it. But then you also come, like I also rewatched because it was on Netflix, was like the Matrix trilogy. And they kind of go back, it kind of harkens back to the old Kung Fu days where you have these like 5-minute long fights where obviously there's like cuts, but they do it is basically like one continuous cut in the end. And they might have a few different shots here and there, but there's no like weird split screen crazy. And like I miss in action movies. And actually Mission Impossible actually does a really good job of this, to be honest, where it's like they do really long action scenes, but they almost make it feel like one continuous shot. Because I think, generally speaking, that's a much better way of doing action movies and action shots and fight sequences. To do that style, because let's be honest, not everyone can be a Jason Bourne style of movie and action director. Most movies don't do it as well as they did. Nobody does.
That good.
So I wish more movies did like back in the old day of basically continuous shots. But yeah, I was not. Yeah, so I stopped watching. I may try watching it again. We'll see. But I stopped after 20 minutes. I was like, I can't do this. Yeah.
Predictability.
It was not good. Not impressed. And everything about it was very generic. Like the whole premise of like, I'm a generic analyst who found this one, and like you knew it was going to happen because like everyone's looking through this footage, and she's like, I'm going to look through the footage. But we've already looked through the footage and we didn't see anything. You're like, gee.
Now, kids, VHS were these blocky tapes that you have to put in this thing called a VCR. And
so
you would have to push this rewind
It's like, it reminds me of the good old,
that
like,
you're actually watching the
I mean, I know it's
movie,
direct to TV because it's
skipping.
Netflix, but it's like in the
watch
80s,
the
all the direct to VHS
quick
action flicks
into the movie
they'd find at the Blockbuster.
Exactly. Yeah. Indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I do want to, I keep forgetting to say this, and this is that if you are interested in gaining any Alter Confusion
remember,
swag,
be kind and
be
rewind.
A beautiful hat, or
you knew someone was really like
stickers,
rich if they had a separate
or
rewind.
Zealeus, I beat you.
That was a true sign of.
You could go to alterconfusion.tv/merch. Currently, we have the dog bowl. The coffee mug, the notebook, the flip-flops, and of course the sticker and the hat. So if you're interested in getting any of that, just go over there and you could grab that. Now, I do want to make one other announcement, and I've been doing this. We've been basically talking about this for as many times as we've been doing the show, and that is that, ladies and gentlemen, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend is MomoCon. MomoCon, of course, is a general fandom convention that happens in Atlanta, Georgia, over the Memorial Day weekend. Remember that this is different than past MomoCon simply because in past MomoCons, it was Thursday through Sunday. This time, it is Friday through Monday because the Georgia World Congress Center are doing something on Thursday. There are a ton of panels. There's a ton of talent showing up. And, of course, amazing cosplay and everything. I will be down there in a media capacity. So you'll probably, if you come to MomoCon, you'll probably see me running around in either this T-shirt with the Alter Confusion logo on it, or my Alter Confusion polo. Say hello. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I just wish that my email inbox didn't eat our acceptance for our panel, but unfortunately, because my email ate the acceptance, it was revoked. Our panel was revoked, and we're not doing a panel this year, so sad day.
Nice.
But on a plus, on the plus side, that because MomoCon is one day later, that means that we are going to have an actual Thursday night hangout the week of MomoCon for the first time.
Actually allowed?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? I'm so confused. I'm not gonna be able to handle it, man.
I know, it's really crazy. It's
Nom,
crazy.
nom,
I
nom,
tell
nom,
you, it's
nom,
crazy. But yeah, MomoCon will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Indeed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have
Is that actually
reached
allowed?
the end of our show. So I do
so?
want
I'm
to
so
thank everyone
confused.
for
I'm not
tuning
gonna be
in to
able to handle it,
Confusion
man.
Thursday Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving you the come our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Alter Confusion Thursday night hangout.
Excellent.
Amen to that, brother.